Donald Trump has pressed pause on America's military campaign against Iran. Now the focus has shifted from the battlefield to the negotiating table. But this diplomatic opening is already being put to the test as fresh drone attacks have rattled the Gulf.
The people said, please don't shoot last night, the night before, 2 nights. Don't do it. You know, we're having good talks. So we'll see what happens. I think there's a good chance that something could happen. And if it does, good. If it doesn't, we go back to doing what we were doing 2 days ago.
Even as the pressure was kept up, the U.S. president made it clear that doors to diplomacy remains open.
No, you can't bribe them. You got to beat them, and we're beating the hell out of them. But we'll see how it turns out. Right now, there are very friendly negotiations going on. And by the way, how good is our Navy with a blockade? How good? Not one boat gets in.
But any sense of calm proved to be brief. As Trump struck an optimistic tone, the region was hit by a fresh wave of drone attacks. Saudi Arabia said it intercepted several drones targeting its oil facilities, blaming Iran-backed armed groups operating from Iraq. The kingdom also said it reserves the right to respond. The attacks also triggered a massive fire at one of Saudi Aramco's largest oil processing facilities, after drones struck the refinery and the east-west pumping station. The facility processes between 5 and 7% of the world's oil supply, making it a critical hub for global energy markets. The escalation was not limited to Saudi Arabia. The Israeli military said it intercepted 2 drones near the Jordanian border and are investigating where they were launched from. Meanwhile, Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels claimed responsibility for drone strikes on Saudi oil infrastructure. The group said the attacks were carried out in response to earlier Saudi drone operations. The developments have also put Iraq under fresh scrutiny, after Riyadh urged Baghdad to ensure its territory is not used to launch attacks against its neighbors. And even as the security situation continues to deteriorate, Tehran's public messaging stood in sharp contrast to Washington's. Iran's foreign ministry insisted there were no direct talks with the United States.
No agreement can be unilaterally implemented. This is natural. Therefore, Iran has ceased fulfilling its commitments. When the time becomes right, we will discuss future development directions. But one thing is certain: Iran will never compromise on its national interests and security principles.
The biggest obstacle to any diplomatic breakthrough remains the Strait of Hormuz. Iran continues to insist on controlling the traffic through the strategic waterway. Its Revolutionary Guards claim to have stopped several vessels in recent days, with Iranian state media reporting that 6 ships were turned back for allegedly sailing outside the country's designated route.
Regarding the situation in the Strait of Hormuz, I want to emphasize that the situation has not changed. The Strait of Hormuz remains closed. This is due to the aggressive actions of the United States and the insecurity it has brought to the region.
At the same time, Iran accused Washington of acting like a mafia gang and said the United States had failed to respect international rules and laws. So where does this leave things? Trump's willingness to pause suggests a strategic recalibration, an effort to achieve through negotiation what 13 days of bombing could not. But Iran's continued proxy attacks and its unwillingness to acknowledge direct talks suggest that the window for diplomacy remains narrow.